guys, it's Miss Ree. Today is Thursday, May 28th, and it's pretty cool. Today we're beginning a brand new unit. It's about a very famous fictional text called Treasure Island. We're going to be reading it in chapters and in increments, so today you're just going to read chapter 1. But there's a lot of information in the story about like boats and ships, and there's pirates, and there's buried treasure and things like that. So there's a lot of background information. Today you're going to watch a couple of videos to get some background information. And throughout this unit too, you'll be doing a kind of like a writing project where you're going to write your own adventure story, because that's the type of fictional text that this is. It's a adventure story, so it should be exciting. But for now, I'm going to show you the objectives. You're going to have some chapter vocabulary today. This is text background information, so if you click on this link right here, I can't click on it because I'm not doing, because I'm recording, but if you click on it, you'll be able to see a video of, it's like 2 minutes, of the author. He's very famous, Robert Louis Stevenson. He actually has a pretty cool background story. He also wrote the book Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, so that's a very famous book, so you'll see that too when you click on this video. Some quick facts about this story, Treasure Island. It takes place in the 1700s, but the text was actually written in 1883. It's set near Bristol, England, so across the Atlantic Ocean in England. And at that time in the 1700s, remember this is like before, it's kind of interesting we're reading about this because it's right before the time period we just talked about, the American Revolution. So this is before the American Revolution by like 75 years. And at that time, England was the most powerful country in the world, and they had like the most money. And also this story mentions this area of the world known as Spanish Main. And people don't call it that anymore. They called it that back then. And it's basically just the Caribbean. So like Jamaica, Trinidad, Haiti, Dominican Republic, that area. So when they talk about that, that's what they're talking about. And this is where it's talking about Spanish Main. So this is a map of Spanish Main. This area right here, we call it the Caribbean today. I wish I could go there. I can't travel. This is England on a map. So you can see this is Bristol. It's kind of far away from London, which is the main city of England, the capital of England. But you can see it on a map. This video, you are going to watch a little background video about pirates. I know that we've seen pirates like in countless movies, like Pirates of the Caribbean right here with Captain Jack Sparrow. But they did exist. They were real. But some of the stuff that we know about them is not necessarily true. So this video is pretty cool. You can watch it to get some background information about pirates in real life. And they do exist today too, incidentally. Alright. Nautical ship terms. This means like, they're going to talk about the boat, and it's called a schooner actually, in the text. And they're going to talk about like different things on it. And these are just like the directions and things that they talk about, or like the type of living space on a ship. So you don't necessarily have to like know this in order to understand the whole text, but it is helpful. These are still used today on ships, so if you ever happen to be a boat captain, you'll probably use it. I don't know. So the bow is the front of the ship. The front of the ship. The stern is the back of the ship. So they say like go to the stern, like they mean the back of the ship. Fore means toward the bow or the front of the ship. If they say like go fore, it means go to the front of the ship. Aft means toward the stern. So if they say like we're gonna move aft, it means like toward the back of the boat. The sails, obviously you probably know what those are. The sails are the pieces of fabric used to catch the wind as a way to move the ship along water. I don't know why that has a question mark there. It's kind of funny though. Mast are tall poles that hold the sail. So right here you can see it's a mast. The galley is the kitchen on the ship. It's normally on the lower level, which is below deck right here. I'm getting ahead of myself though. Main deck is right here, like on the top of the ship basically, like the open air part of the ship, and it's where people usually work and do everything. The below deck, though, is where, like, the workers sleep and live. So they actually, like, go down into the boat, and that's where they sleep and they live. All right, so vocabulary words for this chapter. Squire, an English gentleman who owns a large estate or piece of land. Bearings, the location or position of something based on information from a compass. Saber is a heavy sword with a sharp curved edge. Cove is a small area along a coast sheltered by hills or mountains. Company can mean a couple things, a few different things. It can mean visitors or guests, obviously. 2, companionship, if you say he's good company, it means like he's like a good person to hang out with. Or a ship's crew and officers. So it can mean a couple different things. Additionally, more vocabulary, spyglass is a small telescope used to see things in the distance. Seafaring refers to anything as working, traveling, or living on the sea. Say like he's a seafaring man, like it means he lives on the sea. A stroke is a sudden loss of feeling or consciousness, brought on by lack of oxygen in the brain, caused by broken or blocked blood vessels. So it's something that can happen to you. Magistrate, a local government official. I think we had this in the last unit too. A local government official who has some of the powers of a judge. Loot, things that have been stolen. You might know if you know anything about pirates. And mutiny is a rebellion or uprising against those in charge on a ship. So basically, all the people on the ship like go against the captain and like basically throw him overboard. All right. So this is important to know before you start reading the text. Remember, it's fictional adventure story, so it's not real, but some things in there could have happened, like I don't know, I guess, like historically. Now, this is important. Your reader is an abridged version of the text. So this means that it's shortened and edited without changes to theme, style, or plot to the original novel. The actual Treasure Island like text, like the book, is a lot longer, but it's not going to take anything out of your understanding of the text like this. It's just shortened a little bit, but all the main events are in it. Everything's pretty much the same, just a little bit shorter. Also, the author decided to write this story after creating a map of an imaginary island with his son. Kind of cool. And this is your option to follow along with the audio recording. It's going to be like I think it's like an older like British guy doing it. It's kind of cool. His voice is kind of neat. So after you finish this, you are going to complete the Google form. It is on everything that is in the slideshow. So chapter vocabulary, nautical terms, and chapter comprehension of what you read. So remember that in order to be entered into the raffle, you need to do your best. So if there's like 20 points or 20 questions and you get 1 out of 20, I know that you didn't do your best because you could just look at the slideshow and get all of the answers correct. Just do your best. I know you can. Most of you are doing your best, but try your hardest.